Hello everybody. In this video we are going to create our first enemy which will be Beetle enemy. So inside adventure sprites we have PNG and you can see Beetle. Okay, so we can create Beetle enemy with these sprite set, and as I told you earlier that I will show you the second method of creating enemies. So let's start. Here you can see we can place our Beetle here for testing purpose, and you can see we have these sprite set, and also we have dead sprite set if you want to create dead animation. But in this case I think we should have this walk animation only, so that is fine for us. So let's add this Beetle over here, and you can see the size of this Beetle is too big, so we will add a layer 5 for this Beetle enemy so that it will be in the front of everything, and we will make the size to something like 0.3, 0.3, and I think 0.3 is again bigger, so let's make it 0.2, and this is a good size, I think so. Okay, after that we will create animation for this Beetle enemy. So we will move to animations and we will select Beetle, and before that we will change its name to Beetle enemy so that we can transform it. So now we can create create animation, and we will move to assets, animations, and here we will create a folder for Beetle enemy, and here we will add walk animation, and I will keep just walk animation for this enemy. For enemies we will not create much more sprites, but you can do that if you want. Okay, so let's select all the frames, and then we will add these frames inside our animator, and then you can see if you play you will see a nice animation, but it's too fast. So for making it slow we will select this node and we will drag this node like this. Now if you play you can see it has a very nice animation. That's nice. We have successfully created our animation for walk. So I think we will create one more animation for dead maybe, or you can see stunt. So dead is fine I think. So let's create one more clip, and here we will add a dead or stunned animation. Okay, stunned animation, and for this animation we will just drag drop our dead sprites from 00 to 009, and also we will move it to 1, and now if you play you can see it will be like this. Okay, so when it becomes stunned at that point. Okay, so that's nice. So now we have two animations for this Beetle enemy, and now we can move further. So now we will just select our enemy, and you can see animator controller is already added for enemy, and now we want to add a collider with this. So let's create a rigid body before the collider, because this is also physics body. So we will add rigid body 2D, and also we will freeze rotation to z-axis, and other things we will keep simple. Gravity will be fine. So now we will add a capsule collider 2D. Now you can see this is a capsule collider. We will make it edit, and I will make it horizontal, and I think this is the best fit, but we will make it a little bit small. Little bit small will be okay, I think. Yeah, like this. Okay, so yeah, so now it's absolutely fine. And now we will create a script for our enemy. Okay, so let's move to scripts, and here we will create a script, C# script, and we will name it Beetle enemy. You can name it whatever you want, it's up to you. And then we will open the script. This script will be quite complicated, but I will explain everything, so I hope you will understand the formation of script. Okay, so let's start creating our script. So first of all, we will define some very important variables. So public, float, move speed, and I will not explain the very common things, so I hope you all understand every simple thing, but when the things become confusing, then I will definitely explain that. And we will say my body, like this. We can also create a private variable with the name of animator, because we need animator for our Beetle enemy. We also need a private bool variable move left, so our enemy will move left initially. And we also need a public layer mask, and we need a layer mask player layer. Okay, so we want to detect player layer. Okay, so that's why we are adding player layer here. And we will definitely define layer for the player, and also tag for certain things. So here we will also add a private bool variable can move, and also we need one more variable for stunned, so whether our enemy is stunned or not. Public transform, we need transform component, and we will add left collision. So actually we are creating enemy like Mario game. So when we collide on the top of our enemy, it will be stunned, and if we collide from right or left side, then we will be damaged. Okay, so down collision, like this. We have added certain transforms, and we will also create a public vector 3, and we will say left collision, and these elements we will definitely create for our enemy. Okay, so don't be worried about that. Position, and left collision position, and then we will add right collision position. Okay, so that's nice. Now we will create a function for wide awake function, which will be run before start function. And in wide awake function, we will call my body is equal to get component, and we will get component rigid body 2D. Okay, rigid body 2D. Okay, like this. Also we will get another component which will be animator component, and we will say get component, and here we will say animator component, animator, like this. Okay, so after that we also need a to call these left collisions position is equal to left collision position. Okay, and right collision position we will assign it to right collision position like this. Okay, so we are defining these positions initially, and we will make this position like this position actually we will make it small so that it will be differentiated from this position. Okay, so not actually this one, this will be capital because we assigned this capital. Okay, so here we will make it smaller like this. So why we are getting error? Because we should not get this error hopefully, but right left collision position and right collision position is equal to left collision position, sorry, this will be capital, sorry for that, because we are assigning this left collision position, so we will select this one, and for this we will assign left collision position for with small. Okay, and I don't know why it's giving us error, it should not be here. So anyhow we will check it later on, don't be worried, because the position with kept small position. Okay, and right, yeah, now it's fine I think. So sometimes we face problem like this with our assigning, so don't be worried, you can retype and you will get a better result. And here you can see we are actually still getting error when we write p smaller. Okay, sorry for that, because we have to add dot position, I just have mistaken. Okay, sorry for that, we have to add dot position. Okay, not this one, so that's fine now. Okay, now we will move to our start function, and here we will say move left is equal to true, because we need our enemy should be moving left initially, and we will say can move is equal to true. So we want it to be moving position initially. Now we will come to update function, and here we will say if can move, and then what will happen? So inside if statement we will add one more statement, if move left, if he is moving towards left, then what will happen? So we'll say my body dot velocity, we are getting velocity from rigid body, and we will say equal to new vector 2, and we will minus the move speed, comma my body dot velocity dot y. Okay, so that's simple. Now we will create a else statement, and in this statement we will say my body dot velocity is equal to new vector through move speed, my body dot velocity dot y. Okay, so one time we are moving towards left, and the other time we are moving towards right. Okay, with a positive move speed. So now after these two brackets we will add here a function which will be check collision. Okay, because we will checking the collision here, and this function is not yet created, so we will create this function over here. Okay, so here we will say void check collision. So we will detect collision for this function, and here we will definitely use ray casting as well for detecting the collisions. Okay, so for ray casting to be applicable, we will say raycast 2D, raycast hit 2D, because we are using our 2D game, and we will say a left hit is equal to physics 2D, physics 2D dot raycast, and then we will detect ray casting from left collision. Okay, dot position, and we will also testing vector 2 dot left, and we will say comma 0.1 f and comma player layer. Okay, like this. So I will just copy the same line, this one raycast, and for the right position, so we will add it here, and here we will say vector 2 dot right, and also for the raycast we will add right collision dot position, and here we will also write right hit. Okay, like this. After that we will move to our next line, and here we will say collider 2D, and we will name it top hit. Okay, so if we are colliding with left hit, if we are colliding with right hit, or we are colliding with top hit, then what will happen? So here we will say physics 2D dot overlap circle, and it is a default actually a default class. Okay, so we will say overlap circle. Okay, and we will say top collision dot position comma 0.2 f, and then we will add player layer like this. Now we will add a if condition inside the same if statement. We will say if top hit is not equal to null, so if we hit it with our enemy from the top collider, then what will happen? So here we will say if top hit dot game object dot tag is equal to player if the object is player which is striking to our head of enemy, then what will happen? Then we will say if it is not stunned, if it is not stunned, okay, then what will happen? He should be stunned. So we will say top hit dot game object dot get component, and we will say rigid body 2D, and here we'll say dot velocity is equal to new vector 2 top hit dot game object dot get component, and here we will again get the component rigid body 2D, and here we will say dot velocity dot x comma, then we will add a value 20f here. Okay, so now if he is not stunned, okay, then we want that we will get a game object, that game object, and the from its rigid body we are applying the velocity, and then we are converting this to new vector 2 top hit dot game object get component rigid body 2d dot velocity dot x. Okay, and we are forcing it towards 20f. What it means that when we will collide again from the top, then what will happen, that enemy will be scroll towards x-axis. Okay, pushed towards x-axis. So definitely we will see this in action when we will apply this on enemy, so don't be worried about that. Can move equal to false. Now he can't move at all. My body dot velocity is equal to new vector 2, and we will make it 0, 0, okay, for x and y axis. Also we will anim dot play, because we need animation to play, and that animation will be stunned animation. Okay, and this name will be accurate whatever we will use for the animation in animator controller. Okay, so we will check it in a while. So here we will say stunned is equal to true, so he is in stunned position now. And also we will say here that yeah, actually that's fine for this function. So now we will move further, and yeah, actually yeah, that's fine. So now we will add one more statement. So after this statement, if else, where it is closing here, we will create another if statement inside the update function, and if we will say if left hit, if he collides with the left side, then what will happen. And if we will say if left hit dot collider dot game object dot tag is equal to player. So if player is colliding with the left side of our enemy, then what happen if he is not stunned? If enemy is not stunned, then we want to apply damage. Okay, apply damage. So for damaging, what we would do, we didn't have added damage functionality, so for this we will just add a print damage left, and after adding damage we will do that. Okay, damage left. Okay, so just for testing purpose I'm writing this statement here. Okay, so that's nice. We will move further and we will add a right statement now, and we will add if our character will be damaged from right collider, and it will be actually the same thing. So I am just going to copy this and paste it. Instead of left hit, we will add right hit, and we will add right hit here. We will also apply damage, and we will add here right. Okay, just for testing purpose. So now we will move further, and we will add one more statement inside update function. So after this if statement, we will say that if is not equal to physics 2d dot raycast, and if we can't if our character didn't detect the down collision, okay, dot position. and then what will happen, vector2 dot down comma 0.3f from the distance of 0.3f. okay, so if he is not searching any detection, if he didn't detect any collider in the bottom, okay, then he should change its direction. So we will say change direction, and this function we already have added, okay, for change direction. Where it is, actually we didn't have added change direction, we have added check collision. So we will create change direction function now. So after update we will say void change direction function direction. So here we will add a function for changing direction. So we will say move left is equal to not move left. okay, so we will convert it, we will switch our character towards another position, and we want vector 3 temp scale. We are defining a variable, and we will say transform dot local scale. We are getting the local scale of the enemy, and then we will flip our scale in -1. okay, so to the other direction. So here we will say if move left is enabled, then we will select temporary scale dot x, and we will make it math f dot abs absolute value, and we will make it temporary scale dot x, and then we will move further, and here we will say left collision dot position is equal to right collision dot position. okay, what it means I will explain. Right collision dot position will be changed to left collision dot position. So what it means is when our character enemy will be inverted towards other side, then we are making these collisions transforms equal to the opposite of collision. okay, so what it means that when our enemy has 2 points, one is left, one is right, so when he will converted, when he will become inverse, then he will have his right point to the front. But for this specific function, we want to make its right point as a left, because now our character is totally moved towards other side. okay, so definitely we will see this in action. Transform dot local scale is equal to temp scale. So that's nice. Now definitely we want to make it dead after some time. So for that purpose we can definitely define our time, and we can use actually the coroutine as well. So if we want to add some function for death, we can do so, but actually for this specific design, we will just check our enemy and whether it is working or not. Okay, so now we will move to our Unity project, and we will select Beetle enemy, and then we will add the script to Beetle enemy. Now you can see different sections here, and you can see that player layer, we can select the layer here for the player, but unfortunately we didn't have selected the layer for player. Alright, so what we can do, we can select player guy, and here we will open the prefab because we want to apply everything to prefab as well. So we will go to layer, add layer, and here we will say, we will name it, for example, player. Okay, so now we have new layer, and now we can just actually open the prefab and we will select the player layer. Okay, and note this object only. Also we will select a tag for player, and we will select a player tag for our player. Okay, so now that's fine, we have successfully added the layer. And now if we select Beetle enemy, you can see that we have a player layer here, and we can select player layer, so it will detect the player. Now you can see we have a left collision, right collision, top collision, and down collision. And for these objects we will create our object for these collisions. So here on Beetle enemy, we will just right click, we will create an empty object, we will select this move tool, and we will place this tool in front bottom of this enemy, and the purpose is actually to detect the ground. Okay, so where you feel it that this is the right position, we can place it here, and we will just make it down collision. Okay, so that's nice. Now we will select we will create left right collisions as well. So I will just duplicate this, and I will just make it right collision, sorry, left collision, and we will move this collision towards here, and we will keep it a little bit in front of our enemy. Okay, so actually yeah, here it is good, I think this one. Okay, we will duplicate this, and we will place it to right side, so we will make it right collision, and then we can move it to right side, and also we can check the position. Okay, so yeah, this is fine. Now we need top collision, so we will press Ctrl D, we will just bring game object here, and we will make it top collision. So now everything is in place hopefully, and the top collision is also fine. So now when we are happy, we can select Beetle enemy, and then we will add a related component to the field: left collision, right collision, top collision, and down collision. Okay, so let's play the game and let's see what will happen. So hopefully our enemy will move towards left position, you can see, and if sorry, you can see he just pushes the player to something. I don't know why he pushed player too badly, I don't know. So anyhow, yeah, here you can see we can drag it, and when he reach this point he should move back. So why he become like this? Due to some reason, and the reason is that our ground, the environment, if we select this and if we select Beetle enemy, maybe it's colliding with some surface. Anyhow, we will place it, sorry, we will select Beetle enemy, we will place it here just for testing purpose, and let's play and let's check what is the problem. And we will see in scene view, we can see that Beetle is moving and he just fell down because our yeah, actually is not flipping as well. So the problem is the down collision detection. Okay, so we will just move down collision towards this side, so it will solve the issue, I think. Yeah, so let's add it here and let's play and let's see what will happen. I think our down collision position is not right, that's why. So now here you can see if he will come here. Yeah, he's not flipping back, and it should flip back actually when he will find the corner. And we will see in script that what can be the problem. And I think we are detecting some layer, I think so. So low, what is this? Transform dot local scale, we return like low C scale. Okay, yeah, that is the problem, I think. So one problem is this, and what is the other problems? Animation dot play stunt. So if we select animated controller for Beetle enemy, you can see we have stunned animation. We can just change the name to stunned, the same name of the script. So now if we move it to its original position and if you play, then let's see what will happen. I don't know why he is not detecting our surface. So let's see. Yeah, he's moving, and yeah, actually he's detecting something now. So you can see he just detect and he want to move back, but he's not moving. And the reason, what is the reason? So okay, I will check this in a while. The video becomes too lengthy, so in next video we will solve this issue as well.